Alright, so I'm making a weird little video for TikTok because someone requested that I demonstrate or tell you which are some of the most worth it squadron vehicles to get. And we're going to be starting off with USA. Ground. The M1A1 AIM is a must-have, especially if you're going to have the clickbait or you plan on going down the ground line. The AIM is an amazing vehicle to have. I don't recommend getting the the M901 though. It's kind of a waste of time. And then moving on to helicopters, the L64 is good. It doesn't get any ATAS missiles though, unlike its premium counterpart. And for aviation, of course, the A4E early is pretty good. The F-117 is a waste. Moving on to Germany, there's only one ground one. It's a Leopard 2PL, just like the AIM. It is an amazing ground vehicle, especially if you're going to be grinding on the German line. No helicopters, and for aviation, there are a few. Don't get the ME-262, do get the Hunter F-58. It's got amazing ground pounding and air capabilities. No coastal. No. Karl Marx, not worth it. Just gonna put that out there right now. For Russian ground, get the BMP-2M if you're gonna get a squadron vehicle. Amazing vehicle, 10.3. I sometimes use it in my top tier lineup just because of how good it is. T80 UK is good if you plan on getting a full-on premium loadout, which I don't recommend to all you wallet warriors. But it's just a copy and paste T80U. No helicopters. For aviation, Su-22 M3 is not that good because it doesn't get a lot of countermeasures. I would just grind for the Tech Tree Su-17. The Su-33, well, there's a ton of controversy about this because all the premium players have ruined it, all the low levels, but if you actually take the time to grind out this vehicle, by the time you grind out this vehicle, you will know how to fly a jet. So just keep that in mind. Nothing for blue water. For coastal, the SKR, not really worth it. Moving on to Britain. This is a T90. It's an amazing vehicle to have at 10.7 with your Challenger DS. Yeah, get this if you can. Research it. The Super Hind is kind of iffy because it doesn't have the most air to doesn't have the most missiles. You could carry a max of 8. But you can also carry rockets with it, but it's got no air-to-air capabilities, which is expected for 10.3. It's got 90 countermeasures as well, so pretty good. Don't get the Firecrest, it's a shitstorm. Sea Harrier can be good, but not all the time, because it has very low ground pounding capabilities. And it's been power crept due to the fact that it only has 4 AIM-9Ls, and it's at, what, 11.0? So you have to be very sneaky with that one. The Liverpool is a pretty good vehicle to get if you're getting into naval, because it shows you how British have old yet gold, but this one's a newer vehicle. In fact, it's probably one of the newest vehicles for the British line. Moving on to Japan. For the Army, the RCVP, I'd put it as like a B tier, because it has a slower firing 30mm, but it's got a cool little commander sight. No helicopters. For aviation, the F5 FCU is a must-have because it shows off the best of what an F5 could be. Because you can carry 2 Python 3s and 2 AIM-9 P4s. It's basically a better F5E because it can carry 4 missiles. It has some good ground pounding. It, of course, has the AGM-65Bs for if you bring it into ground battles. And it's one of the only vehicles here that actually has guided missiles. This is a destroyer, I wouldn't get it. Moving on to China for Army. The Object 122 is very iffy, but it can be good. It's got a slower firing 120mm, but it's also got some guided missiles. No helicopters. For aviation. The JF-17 is just like the Su-33. It's very hit or miss. In testing, this thing had an amazing flight performance, but now in the actual game, it's not really all that good. If you get it, don't expect to be a fighter. That's what I can recommend the most. Italy has no vehicles for that? Okay. The CV9035 for France is also hit or miss, just like the RCV from Japan. because it's got a slower firing 35. But it is still a CV90 class, so you can expect to at least take one hit if you're lucky. No helicopters. Aviation-wise, nothing. Blue water, nothing. Coastal, nothing. So for the Swedish Army, the BMP 2MD is actually pretty good at 8.7, but it's not an overachiever. So I wouldn't really get it. The T-80U is just another copy-paste T-80U from Russia. But since this is in the Swedish tech tree, it would be something nice to mix up your lineup with. Although there are no other 11.3s in the tech tree, so it would be out of place no matter where you had it. Yep, and for the last one, I believe, is just Israel's ground vehicle, which is a Magok 6B. And, well, it's just like the Magok 6C. I believe there's like nothing different about it. But don't quote me on that. I'm going to check real quick. Yep, nope. It's a copy and paste Magok 6C from the tech tree. And yeah, that's my input on what you should or should not get.